made of? What if there was no one to save us? Would you leave it all on the pavement? Would you dye the ground with some stray blood?
Hello YouTube, it's Caboose WTF here, and here today I'm going to talk more about the beta zombie models for multiplayer that was in Red Dead Redemption and the hunting and trading DLC pack. There seems to be some kind of misinformation or confusion going around, people claiming they're just for placeholder, that's all they were for, and people trying to state and claim that they're not beta models, and I've tried to prove some of these people wrong, and some of them have deleted their comments after the fact. So since people are a little bit confused there, my last video was a bit rushed, just mostly because I was very ecstatic to finally found the model after so long for the beta zombie Marston that I've looked for so long. So I did rush that video, and I do apologize. So today I'm bringing you some more answers, and I'm going to try to explain things just to give you the best answer that I can. Today I'm going to treat these answers, or I would like to treat these answers as fact. However, without Rockstar San Diego or a Red Dead Redemption 1 actual developer commenting on the matter, we may never know why these models were in the hunting and trading DLC pack. But I have a good theory, and it seems plausible and is the most reasonable explanation and solution I can come up with. So we're going to dig into that today. So if you actually read up on the hunting and trading pack, what it is and stuff that came with it, especially on the wiki, it'll actually give you a full depth explanation of what's going on here. So with this content DLC pack, a compatibility update included with the pack allowed players who did not have the Liars and Cheats pack and or the Legends of Killers pack. It granted them the ability to see other players that do, who are playing as characters from Red Dead Revolver or the Red Dead Redemption single player story mode. However, players previously, before this DLC pack release, would just see those players as standard cowboy models. So the reason you would see standard cowboy models originally, it's a part of the DLC fallback system that this game has, and it's still used today. Sometimes not always. As long as you have the DLCs installed, or this DLC installed, you'll see the compatibility side where you see the proper models from those DLCs. If not, you will be using or seeing the DLC fallback system, where it'll be standard cowboy models. Now, let's go ahead and cut over to the Red Dead Redemption 1 content wiki, where I've added my own information, and I'll try to explain some stuff from there. So if you go underneath the cut content wiki for Red Dead Redemption 1, you go to the multiplayer tab. I'll go ahead and just read this how I wrote it, because it is the only thing that makes sense to me. With the release of the Hunting and Trading Outfits DLC pack, which released on October 12, 2010, left in those files were some beta versions of a few undead multiplayer models. Only a very small subgroup of players ever saw these versions of the multiplayer models online. This has been a mystery for years on how to 100% make these viewable online at all times. It was assumed that this was some kind of Easter egg or glitch with the game. That was the original assumption. On October 26, 2010, Undead Nightmare released. So as you can see, not a big gap there between the Hunting and Trading Pack's DLC release and the Undead Nightmare DLC release. We can only assume the earlier multiplayer models were put into Hunting and Trading Outfits DLC pack for compatibility for viewability while in multiplayer for anybody who did not own the Undead Nightmare DLC. We can only assume Rockstar forgot to update the models in Hunting and Trading DLC pack with the updated final versions of the models before Undead Nightmare dropped, making it where only a small subgroup of players would run across these different variations of the multiplayer models. Online to this day, you can still view those models online, and I will go over the how-to. Like, I'm actually going to show you how to make those models viewable all time online. Yeah, so this seems my theory here, and I put it here as kind of like fact, but until a Rockstar developer comments more, we won't really know, but it's the only thing that makes sense. So considering Hunting and Trading DLC outfit pack was also a compatibility update, we can only assume they added the zombie models in that DLC pack just for compatibility for when Undead Nightmare was released. However, of course, we're just going to self-assume here that a Rockstar dev or developers just forgot to update the models. Yeah, and something you may not know is one of the zombie multiplayer models will be invisible to you if you do not have the Undead Nightmare DLC installed. They did not add the Zombie Ricketts model into the Hunting and Trading pack for the compatibility update. So if you don't have Undead Nightmare installed, if anyone online is playing as Zombie Ricketts, they will always be invisible to you. And a lot of people mistake that as a modder. While there is invisibility mods online, it could just be a case of someone playing as Zombie Ricketts. So I just thought that was an interesting thing you guys should know. Another example of development hell and overlooks. But yeah, if you don't have Undead Nightmare installed, your zombie rickets, if they're playing as that model, they're going to be invisible. But yeah, guys, that's basically the general gist of why those models were put into the hunting and trading outfits pack. It was mostly just for compatibility. We can only assume anyways. And let's just assume Rockstar or a developer just forgot to incorporate the actual updated models. So we can only assume that we were not actually supposed to see those models in-game for the small sub-base or sub-group of players that have seen those beta models. On screen now, I'm going to go to single-player side real quick. So right now, the image you see on the screen, this is the Undead Cowboy outfit. This is the UI texture icon that you're actually supposed to see while playing Undead Nightmare. This is the proper one. Now this icon, at least from 3 different versions of the game I played, this icon only shows up or seems to show up on the actual Undead DLC that you would install when you had the normal version of the game. With the standalone Undead Nightmare release, at least the region-free version, and the Game of the Year Disc 2 Undead Nightmare copy, also region-free version, you actually see the beta version of the outfit. On screen now, I'm going to go throw up the beta outfit. So in your Undead version of the game, if you see this outfit or this UI icon, that is actually the early version of the outfit. As I was trying to explain in my last video, which I didn't really get to the point good enough, I guess. But if you see this in single player as the Undead Cowboy outfit, just know that's a beta version you're looking at. It is the early version, and you're not supposed to have it. Needless to say, Red Dead Redemption game development was development hell. But I think we all know that, especially given that single player for Undead is pretty much fucked with the headless bug. On any version that's not the actual DLC expansion for the normal base game. Now I guess I'm going to go to console side of things, and I'm going to actually show you all the zombie beta models in multiplayer, replacing their actual final versions. So let's go ahead and hop to that. Alright guys, so while I'm actually playing as this player, as Poe here, a little bit of his face is slightly different, or maybe just be his hair is slightly different from his final model. But the important things to really tell the models apart is right here. You can see his rib cage, and as you can see, it's a little off. It doesn't really match the rest of his tone, I guess, the bloody gore. And then another thing you notice is the hip bones here, pointing out. They're a little bit different than his final version as well. And I will throw it up on screen side by side here, so let me try to get this. So on the right here will be his beta version, on the left will be his final. A cool thing to note is if you look at the outfitter UI icon for the player model, that's actually his early version of the UI there for his for the player model. As far as I've seen, that texture UI, that texture slash UI was never updated in any version of Red Dead Redemption, so I can't really speak on that very much. But just know that's his early version, and it looks exactly like the model I just played as. Alright guys, and here is the beta version of Sarah Reese in game. I'm going to show you some differences here now. She seems to be slightly skinnier in my opinion. Seems to have bigger feet. And she is also missing that piece of clothing at the top around the breast area. And the design is slightly, ever so slightly different on the clothing pieces right there. Sorry, I know this is just very weird to put up on YouTube like this, but this is the best way I can show this stuff. But yeah, that's her beta model. You can see those, I guess, undergarment parts are different. She's missing the stuff around the breast area. And right now I will try to do a side-by-side. Right is beta, left is final. Now, if you actually look at the Outfitter multiplayer icon for the multiplayer character, it's actually showing the beta version of the model. Across the versions I've looked at, they all seem to use this beta version of the UI texture, and I guess they just never updated it. I guess they were lazy or forgot. That much is unknown to me. And yeah, now we're going to go to Zombie John Marston, and I'm going to show you a... for the mod part of the beta Zombie John Marston being used in multiplayer, I've updated his UI icon in the Outfitter. So I'm going to show you that now. Alright, and for those who are using this beta Zombie John Marston in multiplayer via the mod, you can find it in the description below. I have corrected his Outfitter icon to be the actual beta version that completely went unused in the game. And now I'm going to go show you a unused multiplayer zombie model that was still left in the files in Final as well as in Hunting and Trading. And it's just a model swap for Sarah. Okay, so this seems to be a unused zombie multiplayer model. It's in the final version of the game, as well as in like Hunting and Trading Pack DLC. I mean, I have searched for a good while now, and I can't find any references to the zombie model being used in the game. I can't even find an actor struct for this model being used in the game. So if someone knows or has seen this model used, please let me know, because I would love to know. I would love to know what game update, which game version, which console. But I've personally never seen it. So if I'm wrong about this, somebody please correct me and point me to where you saw it and evidence of where you saw it. I actually found this model about 3-4 years ago and actually completely forgot about it until I was looking at the models again. But I don't recall it ever being used in game. So the way I got this to be usable in game is I just replaced Sarah Reese to be this model, so it's playable. I have updated my mod. It is in the description below. For the multiplayer models, you can use the beta version of Poe, you can use the beta version of Sarah, and you can use the beta version of John Marston. If you end up not wanting to use the beta version of Sarah, you can replace her with this model. I will try to get this model's actual character name, and if I find it, I'll put it up on screen. If I couldn't find it, I'll just put a sad face. But yeah, guys, I'll just go through here and let you guys watch this video footage here of the model, and again, it'll be in the mod description. I mean, in the mod download too, where you guys can use it. And that's about it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and just be aware in Red Dead Redemption there is a lot of test models, test scripts, debug scripts, unused models, unused scripts. There is a good chunk of that stuff in the game. It's actually a good bit, to the point where I don't know if I'm going to cover much of any more of it, because you can gladly just use like Magic RDR on the Xbox version of the game, and see a good bit of these test models and whatnot. Now, guys, I'm going to be showing you a step-by-step on how to see these models in online multiplayer, these beta models, without any kind of modding. Just be aware, my friend will be using a mod menu, and he also has a modded title online. He's only using a mod menu so he can quickly change to those multiplayer models without having to go to Outfitter, which takes 10 times longer than just using a menu to quickly swap to those DLC models. So in this next segment of the video, I'm going to explain that a little bit more. Alright, guys, so you want to make sure, at least for Xbox side, again, not too sure about PS3 because I still haven't got my PS3 out. For you as player 1, you need to make sure that you have at least a normal version of the game that's just normal single player, and you want to go make sure that you at least bare minimum have Hunting and Trading DLC pack installed, and make sure you have Undead Nightmare uninstalled if you do have that DLC. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to go to Red Dead Redemption. Alright, let's see. Yeah, as you can see, I just have the Hunting and Trading outfit pack installed. Then I'm going to go check my main drive here and make sure I don't have any DLCs installed there. And I do not. So player 1, bare minimum, have the Hunting and Trading DLC pack installed. And my player 2, they need to have at least the Undead Nightmare DLC installed, or they need to be using a Undead Nightmare disc, which can be disc 2 from Game of the Year, or it can be the standalone Undead Nightmare that released by itself on disc. Either one is fine. So as long as you are ready to see the other players as that model, you can go ahead and hop online. I'm just going to go do that now. Alright, then once you have that done, you just go straight to online multiplayer, and as long as your friend has the Undead Nightmare DLC pack installed or the standalone Undead Nightmare game, either one works, just go ahead and install them. They can also use Game of the Year's Undead Nightmare Disc 2. Just go ahead and invite them to your game. And for this reference, my friend is playing as Poe. So right now I'm just going to show you the Poe model, which is his beta earlier version that's different than his final. And now you swap to the Zombie John Marston model, and as you can tell, it's the beta version. And now I'm just going to show you a quick look over of the model, and then we'll go to Sarah Reese. And now I'm going to be showing the Sarah Reese zombie model for multiplayer. It's slightly different from final. She's missing the top part of her clothing, and the bottom part where her undergarments, I guess, piece of clothing is slightly textured differently. And she seems to be a little bit skinnier, and she seems to have bigger feet, for a better lack of words. Alright, and as a bonus to this video, I'm now showing on the screen some test objects, some beta assets, some unused files, some file references that don't exist in the game, stuff about unused weapons and stuff of that nature, some findings from other people. Now, I'm not showing every single thing that's been found in the community or that I've found throughout the game. In this small segment of the video, it's just too much for me to go over, but just as an added bonus, I decided to add these little snippets of images here for you guys. And that's basically it. So yeah, guys, come and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Push past all the pain that you're going through. It won't last if you move how you wanna move. Get lost in the work that you gotta do to be someone better. You can grow into something new. I could be anything that I set my mind to. I do what I need, I can push right through. Fight through those things that are holding me back from the life that I like to have. I'm like, give me time, I'll be just fine. You thought I was worth leaving behind? You're out of your mind. I'll come back better than ever, no matter the weather. Greater than I've ever been, that's my new endeavor. Woo. I work hard so the sweat coming off my chin. On par with the greatest that I've ever done it. I'm new, coming back better than before. But don't look at me, cause you close the door. So watch out and fear me now. I can get real mean if you sell me out. I can get real green, got me hulking now. I don't forget those things, don't hear me loud. I focus on myself, I focus on my health. The greatest revenge is building up yourself. Your life and your drive, building up your wealth. Becoming something better than you've ever felt. If you got dreams that you're chasing, the fear in your life, stand up and face it. Ain't nobody coming to help, you're all alone in this world, in this life, embrace it. I know it might seem hard, it might seem tough, it may sound rough, but this state of mind will get you through a lot of stuff and keep you accountable to stay strong when it's tough. No help, I do it by myself, couldn't even tell it, I've been through well. But on the other side came a soldier, much bolder, standing broad shoulders. Step aside and give me the controller. I came here to win, I don't lose, high roller. I wanna be the best in the game, yeah, I came to play and invest, stay colder.
This is war against my mind. It thinks it lacks the thoughts holding me back from mine, and I need more. This is war. My mind is so fixated on the goal. I'm finally in control.
Round two, I gotta screw loose. No matter how I do feel, I still gotta prove that I'm better. I never say never, I work all alone, I don't work together. I got big moves and they coming soon. I'ma be a tycoon in the boardroom. Everything is fine-tuned, got no excuse. Coming back like new anytime I move. Call it resurrection, I'm obsessing. Got a new obsession, so obsessive. Strive for perfection, never second. I just wanna be a legend, don't forget it. I like to be pushed to my limits, I work till I finish. I hurt till I'm winning, till the thirst starts again.